A tweet I get pretty much every single day, or a comment I get every single day is, Mesa Fail, what do you think of the current season? What do you think of the state of Destiny 2? And you need to talk about this stuff. And yeah, we're going to jump on the bandwagon, folks, and do a, well, I guess state of the game. What do I think of the season? Let's be honest. There's a lot of things I enjoy. There's a lot of things I don't enjoy. And let's have a rational discussion about how Bungie can improve things. So, you know I don't script any videos, and this one isn't scripted either. However, I went to go write down a few points and ended up filling up, wow, yeah, I have a lot of points in front of me that we need to discuss. And I think this one's going to be a long one, and hopefully you will enjoy it. And if you do, hit that like button, subscribe if you're not a subscriber, and also if you want to become a channel member and join the Mesa Army, click the link in the description or annotate it on screen. All right, let's get into it. So, in a nutshell, within Destiny 2, what do I want to do? I want to log in, I want to shoot aliens, and I want to get rewarded for it. I want to rank up, I want to level up, and I want to have fun. But let's be frank, this season, it kind of feels like Season of the Bounties, or, in my humble opinion, Season of the Castellum. And you'll understand that in a little bit, or you probably already understand that. Yeah, I'm rank 219 right now. You're probably like, how the heck are you? Well, no, you're probably much higher than me. Or you're saying, how are you even that high with, well, the state of the game right now? Let's put a few things in perspective. This is a $10 season. This is not a DLC. So we're just coming off of Shadowkeep end of season, and we're just doing seasonal content. My opinion, perspective is everything, folks, okay? We got to put it in perspective. When Shadowkeep came out and Season of the Undying, there was a whole lot to do that was brand new to us, and the game felt amazing. Now, we're just dealing with Shadowkeep, which we've already done all that stuff, and we're doing the seasonal content. So question for you, what is the end game? What's the real end game right now? Because frankly, I have no idea what the real end game is. Is it just to follow the roadmap? You let me know in the comment section. Because right now, I don't have an end game. I am ranked 219, but that's from doing bounty. So you're saying, why are you logging in every day? Or are you logging? Yes, I do log in every day to do bounties. Why? Well, I log in every day to do the Saint 14 bounties. And while I'm there, I pick up the, of course, Banshee bounties, because I want enhancement cores. And I go to the Castellum. That's why I call it Season of the Castellum, because that's where I get pretty much all of my bounties done. I do the weekly Fractalin bounties, because I have a feeling we're going to need a lot of that Fractalin when this Empyrean Foundation hits. I mean, is that going to be the end game, the crescendo of this season? I hope so. I really do. Because right now, there isn't one in sight. Now, I'm going to put my shill hat on here and relate this to Destiny 1 and previous things in Destiny 2. Bungie, in a nutshell, will make the game better over time. We saw this with Destiny 1. Remember those awful content droughts? We saw this in Destiny 2. I somehow survived the Curse of Osiris days. We saw Destiny get a little bit better with Warmind. We saw it get much better with Forsaken. Then the annual pass was kind of hit or miss depending on which of the 3 seasons you enjoyed. Then, in my humble opinion, chill hat on here, Shadowkeep with Season of the Undying I thought was amazing. The most fun I've had within Destiny 2 yet, with all the new systems in place, Armor 2.0, and so forth. But based on their history, they're going to make the game better. What are they going to do? I don't know. We're hopefully going to discuss some of those things here, and I'm going to make some suggestions. A big thing with Shadowkeep and Season of the Undying was Armor 2.0, and I love Armor 2.0, but I don't love it for the right reasons anymore. I love it because I could put any mods I want into it. And to be frank, again, I know some of you guys hate frank, but I hate it when people say, let me be honest, because that means you're not being honest at other times. All right, that's dumb. I don't care about stats anymore. I'm no longer farming for armor with perfect stats. There's too many stats. 6 stats on a piece of armor, I'm not going to farm for that. I'm simply just going to modify that piece of armor with, well, mods that will help with intellect, discipline, and strength. But more importantly, I'm just putting on mods that are helping with like machine gun ammo or melee abilities or whatever. And on that note, with this season, the seasonal mods that come from the obelisks, well, one, I have not bought one of them, even though, yeah, I'm sure some of them are powerful. You let me know in the comment section how you're using them. And I don't like this season's artifact, seasonal artifact. I prefer last season's. Now, granted, there was many things about it that was probably a little overpowered and was a little bit abused, but there was so much fun in terms of creating builds and doing different things. And it comes back to the fun factor. This season's mods for the obelisks and also for the seasonal artifact, I think, lack the fun factor. And I hope, and I'm going back on the past history with Bungie, they learn from the seasonal artifact from Season of the Undying was great, and that the seasonal artifact for Season of Dawn, not so great. And you let me know in the comment section, do you have any interesting builds? I mean, I did a couple, but they really revolve around exotics. Nothing from the obelisk mods or anything like that. I don't like the seasonal artifact, and I really don't like the obelisk mods. I'm just using the standard mods. Like, my most interesting mods I use are like double bomber and double distribution, and then adjusting everything, whether I'm using machine guns or rocket launchers or linear fusions, or putting on the seasonal artifact mods just for like breach resonator to give me some more grenade and melee energy, putting on obviously anti-barrier rounds and disruption and things like that for unstoppable. Yeah, that's about it. Other than that, really nothing interesting. So next season, I hope they make it more interesting. Make it more interesting than the Season of the Undying seasonal artifact mod, or make it as at least interesting and as fun, but maybe not too overpowered where you have to use these things, because I think we were too spoiled with Shadowkeep and Season of the Undying, where everything was fresh, it was new, it was amazing, and then Season of Dawn, we're going a little backwards when it comes to the seasonal artifact mod, and there's not as many things to do because we could still go do the Shadowkeep stuff. The power level cap and also pinnacle gear, I think, needs some reworking. I mean, just bumping up the number a little bit and just having very few activities, and a lot of them really just revolve around stuff from Shadowkeep, and the raid is not enough. And it really makes it pointless in terms of the other powerful gear stuff, like the tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, prime engrams. Okay, yeah, they do help, but in terms of getting pinnacle gear, I don't know. I would like to see them rework the power level, make the power level go up higher, but give more sources to make us do other activities like it was when Shadowkeep first hit, where you had to do everything to get your power level up. But more than likely, with the next season, when it hits, we're going to instantly be at that cap right away, I think. Nightfalls are still a fun player experience, but they just still kind of lack that sizzle that they did in Destiny 1. Where you only had 3 chances each week to do them. They were extremely hard. They had burns, not singes, and you had a chance at getting something really cool. Whereas now, okay, you could farm them. I like that. And if I do the 920s, I mean, I'm going to do them over and over. And sometimes I get an exotic. But then again, if it's armor, once again, I don't care about the stats because it just doesn't matter, because I can just outfit it with whatever mods I want to change those stats. I might get some prisms. I might get an ascendant shard if I do the master. But again, I could just buy that from Banshee with materials. I don't really need to do the Nightfall. So they are fun. I like the whole system with the different types of champions and setting up your loadout to deal with them. But even then, it just doesn't feel rewarding. I guess that's where I'm trying to go with Nightfalls. I've been saying this since Destiny 2 Year 1, so I am a broken record, but the vendors, I feel like the token system is not a fun player experience. It was not broken in Destiny 1, so don't fix it. I feel like they should go back to the Destiny 1 system with regards to all of the vendors at the tower and also various social spaces. Have them have every week a rotation of weapons and armor with different stat rolls, and then develop a new currency. Forget this legendary shard stuff where you can buy everything with legendary shards. Now, I understand it's easy, or it probably is easy from a UI perspective, legendary shards, use that to buy everything, but put in a new currency in the game, and then that will say, oh, you know what, Zavala has something cool this week, I need to go XYZ to get that currency because I want to buy that, and you know what, I may not have enough to buy it this week. Or bring back the factions. Don't even have faction rallies, just have the factions, have them there in the tower at all times, and every week they have different roles on stuff, and just make it so that you have to pledge to one every week if you want, like you did in Destiny 1. It worked in Destiny 1, I think it could work in Destiny 2. Let's talk about the Sundial versus Vex Offensive. Now, I'm on the fence about Sundial. I kind of feel like it's Menagerie Light. I think a lot of people feel like that too. Sometimes it's a fun player experience, sometimes it's not, and I can't put my finger on it. Why sometimes I enjoy it and sometimes it just feels like a chore. I do like that it is kind of quick and you could just kind of burn through it, but then there's like certain one, like that one encounter called Bombardment. I cannot stand that one, and doing it with randoms when you're playing solo is no fun whatsoever. And Vex Offensive, I actually enjoyed, even though everyone felt it was boring, it's the same thing over and over. I tend to like non-stop killing, non-stop supers, horde mode, and tons of bounties to get done while playing Vex Offensive. Am I saying Vex Offensive is better than Sundial? Not necessarily. They're totally different, but you let me know in the comment section which one you prefer, Sundial or Vex Offensive. It's probably going to be Sundial. It's very rewarding once you have all of your obelisks leveled up. You can get your 4 rewards, but at the same time, I'm not even using the weapons from the Sundial, and I've gotten all of the god rolls. The auto rifle, scout rifle, grenade launcher, linear fusions. I got everything that all the pro players tell me to get, and I'm still not using them. I'm still using my favorite legendaries from either year 2 or at the beginning of Shadowkeep for the most part. But you let me know in the comment section. I mean, are you loving the Sundial rewards and weapons? I don't know. I'm still using the old stuff. I still feel like Garden of Salvation is the best raid ever made for Destiny 2, and I get a lot of flack for that one, and just come at me, bro. But it would be nice down the road if maybe they did a rotation, and that's mainly for us raid players, obviously. And what I mean by that is maybe next season, you know, if we don't get a new raid, and I really hope we do get a raid, if they're not going to give us new raids with these seasons, maybe do a rotation. Do like 1 week of the season, it's going to be Leviathan, and that will give you pinnacle gear. And maybe take that Leviathan and take the weapons, but all the weapons now have random rolls on them, okay? We know that the old raids can give you armor 2.0, that's great. But what if the raid weapons, they had random rolls on them, right? Last Wish has random rolls, so that doesn't really apply. And Eater of Worlds doesn't have really any weapons, but maybe throw some extra weapons in there. But you know where I'm going with this, is maybe have a rotation each week where the old raids come back and they're at max power level, and you can get some pinnacle gear from them. The dungeon on the moon is amazing, but the fact that you only get 1 pinnacle drop at the end, well, what does that do? It makes my friends and I all just get checkpoints for the final boss, and we kill him and we get our drop. We could care less about the other encounters because they're not going to give us any different loot. We could just get stuff that we normally could get from Eris Morn, or some of the essences that, we get from Eris Morn. If maybe the different encounters could give you a pinnacle drop, okay, that would be a plus to want to do that over and over. Altars of Sorrow, man, I could not get enough of that when Shadowkeep first came out, but since Season of Dawn hit, okay, I'm really never there unless it's to join someone to pop my bounties on and then help them finish the wave and get a drop for them. But just having 3 drops for Altars of Sorrow is kind of a buzzkill, because once you get the curated, I mean, what's the incentive there for you to do Altars of Sorrow? So again, it all comes back to, well, we want more loot and we want more ways to get loot. We'll talk briefly about PvP, but guys, I'm not a PvP player. I was a PvP player in Destiny 1. I couldn't get enough of it, especially at the end of its life cycle. I lived in the skirmish playlist with 2 of my best friends, but it's one, I feel like it's not balanced. And in terms of Iron Banner, man, Iron Banner was amazing in Destiny 1 compared to Destiny 2. I feel like Iron Banner still needs a full rework, I think. Again, I feel like the token system just does not work. It's not a fun player experience. The quest line is cool and all, but still, it's a little bit of a grind, and it's just not that much fun. And to do bounties to get a pinnacle, well, 4 pinnacle drops, I like that. But I just don't care about having pinnacle gear, because I'm just getting my power level bumped up by this seasonal artifact by doing bounties. And with me every day logging in to do my Saint 14 bounties and Banshees bounties, that's how I'm ranked 219 and have a pretty high power level. Playing Gambit and the Reckoning are still great ways to farm some pretty cool weapons, and the armor sets are awesome, but again, it's old content. Do I really enjoy playing Gambit all the time? No, not really. I mean, it's fun. I still like Gambit every once in a while, but do I think Gambit needs a rework? Not in particular. Maybe some new weapons, a new loot pool, maybe some new exotics coming out of it, but I don't know. There needs to be incentive. Basically, everything in the game just needs more incentive for us to do those things. And I kind of feel like, or at least I'm getting the impression that Bungie's phasing out old content because they want us to do the new content. But if the new content is not really fun and not rewarding, we're either going to not play the game or we're just going to go back and do the old content. The recent quest with the Corridors of Time was an amazing community event, but in terms of the reward, it felt, unrewarding. That was an amazing opportunity for Bungie to drop something like Vex Mythoclast, Galahorn, Icebreaker, Necro Cheese, Red Death, Hawkmoon, something epic that we all freak out when this massive puzzle that many people spend hours and hours and hours on end and not sleeping whatsoever to get it completed, just to get an exotic that I'm not even going to, I think it's a fun exotic. Am I using it all the time? No. But just to get that exotic that was already on the roadmap kind of felt like a buzzkill. So I feel like that would have been a great opportunity to give us something really, really cool for solving that as a community. I'll finish the video with talking about Eververse briefly, but in a nutshell, I don't care about Eververse. Eververse, she devalued everything when it comes to Ghost Shell Sparrows and shaders and things like that, because even if they took all that stuff, removed it from Eververse and put it in the game as loot and rewards that you get from activities, they've already been devalued. I've been saying that for 2 years now, that even if you took all that stuff and dumped them in and removed them, they're still devalued. And if you saw someone with a really cool ghost shell or a really cool sparrow, you'd ask, okay, where'd you get that? Well, they probably got it from Eververse. And that's why I always just have the Whisperer of the Worm quest ship, because I know that I got it from that quest and I think it looks really cool. The only thing that I do buy from Eververse all the time with Bright Dust is those consecrated mattergrams that you can get when you kill something at a certain time. You get one of those enhancement modules to infuse things. I'm surprised people aren't complaining about those, that Bungie put those in there for Bright Dust, but at least you're not paying for those. You don't have to buy them with silver. But again, do I really need to buy those with Bright Dust? No, because I have so many materials now. I could just buy those enhancement things or modules from Banshee. So that's my thoughts, guys. And I feel like having a downtime like this, rather than looking at it as this is a horrible point in the game's dying, what's going to happen, I'm ditching the game, use these times to enjoy yourself, to, enjoy other things. That's redundant, but enjoy other things, play other games, do other things. I mean, for myself, there's really no other games I like playing right now, so what am I doing? I'm playing guitar nonstop. My addiction to collecting and playing guitar and getting better at playing guitar is back. I didn't play guitar for like 6 years. I was playing my entire life and then had to stop for 5 years because of YouTube and because of my old place where I used to live. But now I live in a place where I can play again. So I'm back to playing guitar every day, and expect some guitar videos here and there. I recorded one tonight. I'm just not sure when I'm going to upload it. So I've just been enjoying my free time, spending time with my girlfriend, going to the gym, doing Muay Thai, playing guitar, and if there was another game, I'd go grind that right now. I was hoping Borderlands was going to take off in the Division 2. The Division 2, loved it when it first came out. Anthem was dead after about a month, and I hope they revamp that, but take this time to play other games that you enjoy and to do other things that you like. And like Bungie's history, like I said before with my shill hat on, is that Bungie tends to listen to us and will make things better like they did. And, it's ups and downs. It's always going to be ups and downs, ups and downs. Sometimes Destiny 2 or Destiny the franchise is in a really great spot, and then it goes dry. And we're in one of those dry spots right now. So I would say just hold off on just going crazy right now that the game is going to die and we're never going to play it again. And I'm babbling because it's the end of the video. So before I go on too much, do me a favor. Leave me a hashtag, made it to the end. If you did make it to the end, if you'd like to further support this channel and join the Mesa Army and become a channel member, click the link in the description or click join on screen. We've got an amazing Mesa Army Destiny 2 community over on Discord. We've got a Mesa Army clan on all platforms if you need one. And we're planning a whole bunch of things for 2020 for channel members. So that's it, guys. Drop a like in this video only if you see fit. Follow me on Twitter at MesaSean. Check out my stream. Usually always on YouTube. And that's it. I am out of here like Vladimir.